Selamat datang ke ASM Podcast yang dibawakan khas oleh Akademi Sains Malaysia. Siri podcast ini merupakan platform perkongsian topik-topik berkaitan sains, teknologi, inovasi dan ekonomi STIE secara santai dan mudah difahami. Setiap episod akan menampilkan jaringan pakar ASM yang akan berkongsi pengalaman dan pendapat mereka tentang STIE seiring dengan etos ASM. Budayakan sains, raikan teknologi, cetuskan inovasi.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera. Welcome back to the YSN-ASM Inspiration Podcast. I am Fatimah Abdul Razak, the Chair of Science and Media of YSN-ASM. Today, we have our co-chair as well, Dr Jezamine Lim.
Dr Jezamine, hi.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Long time no see, but now we're together. Dr Jezamine, she is a woman of many talents, so I think I better let her introduce herself.
Allah.
Yes.
So, hi everyone. I'm Dr Jezamine. Just to share about what, my career path. So, I actually did medicine, my medical degree in Manipal, India. And then I came back to Malacca Hospital. And then lepas tu, I had this urge that I wanted to do something different for the medical world or for Malaysia. So I was doing a bit more, a lot of reading on deep medicine tech or advanced medicine. And then I got an interest on stem cells and tissue engineering because a lot of them were saying that, oh, this is the future of medicine. You know, you could culture or build a 3D organ in your lab.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
So that came up, and then I was thinking whether should I leave clinics, move into research, or, you know, I was toying in that two path. But then tak banyak juga clinical doctor yang become a scientist, you know. So that whole part of jumping from clinics to research was actually a very huge jump for me.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then apart from that, I was also talking to many ex-pengarah of HQM and, you know, the more veteran professors and all. So they were like, if you have interest and passion, you should initiate it. As long as you have the intention, right? So Prof. Khalid Kadir, the late Prof. Khalid Kadir was the person who pushed me into this. Because when I wanted to start, there was not even a program or center that I could go to do my masters. Kan? Because in UKM pun tak ada stem cells, UM pun tak ada. So there was no department that was formed. So I was part in physio for a while in UKM.
Yeah.
And then my supervisor, Prof. Ruzima, then formed the center called Center of Stem Cells and Tissue Engineering in UKM. That's how it all started. So I'm actually the first person who cultured stem cells in UKM and the first woman who received PhD in stem cells and tissue engineering in UKM. And that's how my journey began. So as researchers, you know, I did my animal study, preclinical. Lepas tu, I wanted to bring my trials to the society to commercialize it, right? And then after doing all that for many, many years, and then I realized that first-in-human trials are prohibited in Malaysia.
Yes.
So where am I? I'm stuck.
Macam mana tu?
So I was so stuck, so I can't even start my phase 1 trials. But luckily, I see the world 8 years ahead. So I was already in collaboration with a company in India.
Where you did your studies before?
Where I did my studies. So I was already in touch with them. We were already collaborated in a business manner when they were in their phase 2 trials. So, but of course I wanted something which on my own. I wanted to bring my own research to market. Kan? That's the word. So which I couldn't. So thank God I started this collaboration very much earlier. And then they then completed their phase 4 trials in India and got it registered, got the product registered. Also got an EU orphan drug approval to treat critical limb ischemia. And then I brought back the tech back to Malaysia. So that's how it all started.
Okay. And now she's a CEO of the company, but we'll get back to that later. Okay.
That's like a whole journey.
Let me recap balik. So she started studying a medical degree in Manipal. And then she came back. She read all about stem cell. I heard also, but now they say you can replace the organ without having to donate. But later I will ask how far we are from that actually. Okay. And then you had to decide whether to go the medical direction or go the stem cell direction. Is it different? Because
clinical
ada yang
like,
buat dua-dua pun Syara?
Clinical, you still go and see patient every day.
I see.
Whereas when you're in the research, you're in a whole biotech environment. It's totally different.
I see. Okay.
So at least I have experience in the clinic side. And then I moved into research. And then now I started my startup when I was in 2018. No, I worked for a while in other stem cell companies in Malaysia. And then I consulted many as well. And then after that, I started on my own.
I see.
Because I to be very straightforward, I just find that there's a lot of unethical players in the market. So I didn't want to be associated with any of that.
Yeah, okay.
So lepas tu, that's when I started my startup in 2018, end of 2018. So you have to put on multiple hats, literally from the medical doctor, the clinics, to the researcher hat, and then now, as the founder of a biotech company, can you imagine you have to know everything about finance?
Yeah, managing your own finance.
Finances, fundraising, everything. So,
but you have your CFO tak?
Oh, I wouldn't say a CFO.
Chief Financial Officer, by the way.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Okay. So, just to come back, Jess did her PhD at HUKM, which is where is the medical faculty, under the medical faculty, of UKM. And I'm also a lecturer at UKM. So I know that HUKM, or HCTM nowadays, dah tukar nama, is they're very good and they're willing to explore new things, I feel.
Yeah. So that's what I love about UKM. Until today, I will always say I'm a proud alumni of UKM.
Yes.
We always try to step out of the box and do something different, literally to create a difference to the society. Yeah. And we produce very good students like us.
Yes. In fact, just last few weeks, the medical department actually invited me to give a talk with their young clinical scientists. So I was promoting interdisciplinary, so they're very, very good. And even people from non-medical background come into our medical faculty. So now my next question is, I saw your website lah, Cell Biopeutics, right? Yeah. There's many big names there lah, especially from HUKM. I guess because they've invested in you and you got a PhD from UKM. So
not really.
No?
Yeah, not really.
No.
So I realized. So I'm actually very glad that I somehow in my whole journey, it's actually very tough because in the stem cell therapy industry, it's a very niche industry. It's up and coming. It's advanced deep tech. So on the regulatory part, it's actually not been ironed out well. So my hurdle was from the fundraising itself, from the fundraising to regulatory issues to getting the product registered, because it's the first. So in Malaysia, if you want to be the first, it's the toughest actually. To be the first is very, very, very tough. Yeah. So it's a constant fight between regulators and the company and yourself. But then along the journey, and then I realized that, I meet a lot of good people. People that comes into your life. Some just come and go, but some come to make a difference and to help you out. Yeah. Right? And it's amazing, actually. The whole journey is actually amazing. So you can have someone in your life for the past 20 years and who's just there, but someone who just come in your life probably in a few hours and get things sorted out for you. It's just meant to be. Yeah. So a lot of my relationship with people was a lot to do with that. I wouldn't say luck, but I think it's how you attract that energy. So even though I was from UKM, I would say it was not an easy journey in UKM. There's a lot of politics, number one.
Oh yeah.
You have to be surrounded with people who wants to lift you up. Right? So doesn't mean that you were from UKM and things are easy. Sometimes it's actually even tougher because they do not want you to rise.
Other people meaning or people at
Other
UKM?
people.
Other people.
No, not specifically UKM, but I'm just saying in your career journey. Doesn't mean that you are from this department. You have this dream that you want to achieve, and all these people around you will help you. No, not really.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way.
I think it's a combination of like rezeki, the people that come into your life, and also determination that we push forward, and because you need some effort in order to get certain things. So
I would say I'm lucky as well.
Yeah.
All this, yeah. So a lot of my consultants and advisors and all, when they see me, to be honest, at that point, I'm like, how much would you charge? Jazz, don't worry, you make money first.
Oh, very nice.
So nice.
Good to
They've been
know.
all so nice to
Great
me.
people in Malaysia.
Great people.
Yes.
And the best part is, everyone is aligned with my vision. So that's the most important thing. So my goal is to get a cell therapy product approved in Malaysia. And that's the main ultimate goal, because right now, no one has gotten their product approved.
Yeah.
Okay? So along that journey is when everyone's like, I'll be with you, I'll be with you, I'll be with you. Yeah, so these people have been my, I would say,
Anchor?
my biggest supporter, my biggest backbone.
You have a good support system.
Yes, the good support system is the most important.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not about the money. It's about the passion and the vision that we want to achieve.
Okay, good. About the passion. So I see that you have this entrepreneurship drive and you won awards for women entrepreneurship and all. What do you think your childhood contributed to that? Sebab usually when somebody becomes a doctor, they just, okay, let's become like a consultant, pakar, day-to-day kan. And you chose a different direction for yourself because you say you don't have time to do the clinical as well as the research both. Memang banyak pun. So I understand. So do you think anything when you were younger sparked this entrepreneurship drive?
I think my parents have brought me up in a very competitive way. So I started competing in taekwondo tournaments when I was 8 years old.
Okay.
And then I started traveling, outstation to compete. So that has given me the whole competitive and driven attitude or personality. And secondly is, my parents actually stopped giving me my allowance at 15.
Oh.
1/5 allowance. Allowance yang pergi sekolah, pergi kantin, that allowance.
Nak beli makanan kat
Beli
kantin.
makan. So because I was from a mixed parentage, Chinese Indian, so I collect ang pao twice a year.
Oh, the ampau is big lah.
The ang pao quite okay lah.
Okay.
So dad had always taught me to, mom has always taught me to, this is how much you have for this year, go plan it out. So we plan it out. So the extra money that they give me, like few bucks, is just extra.
Yeah, you already become your CFO at early age lah.
At early age. So that have now made me start wanting to earn and make money. So I started my first job at about 17. I actually work in Felda.
Felda.
I bought intern at Felda, I bought accounting. That was my first job.
Accounting intern kat Felda. How old were you?
I was 17.
Oh.
17.
Oh, masa tu baru have tunggu SPM.
Tunggu SPM result.
Okay.
But at that time, I worked from 8 a.m. until 10 p.m. I remember.
Okay.
So that was my whole, I started off as an accounting. So that gave me exposure for maths and accounting stuff. And then my second job was as a nurse.
Nurse. Okay.
So my parents was like, if you want to be a doctor, you need to know how to run a clinic first to see if you like doing it.
Yeah.
If not, how you want to make money, right?
Good attitude.
So like they dump me into a clinic. Oh gosh. That was also not easy. So as a nurse, you manage the clinic. It's more on the operation side. So that taught me a lot about how to run GP. And I told myself, I'm not doing that.
You're not running the GP.
I'm not going to start a GP clinic. Not like what everybody does.
Oh, itu yang tak jadi tu kan?
Itu yang tak jadi. I'm like, no, I need to look at something else. So
I
that's
see,
how.
I see.
Because I don't really enjoy it because it's a very, you do the same thing every day. I need
Technical
challenge. Yeah, I need something. I need challenges. I need to take risks. I want to wake up in the morning wanting to do something different. So that I had that drive. So GP was like, it's a no-go.
Sebab dia sama saja every day. Okay.
And then I started off my own business, cosmetic business. I have a cosmetic business. So
Is
that
it
business,
different from this Cell Bioprotics?
different.
Oh, nama dia apa?
I didn't really had. I had an enterprise company. Kita tak facial ampules.
Tak tahu.
I started off that facial ampules, and then I imported a lot of those Korean masks. Like these are those days,
Yeah.
before when we have
Hot
Shopee
item
and all.
lah.
So I started at the age of
Clever
21.
girl. Yeah.
Age of 21. Then I was exporting all these facial products.
By that time you were studying in Manipal.
Yeah, but it's online.
Okay. So online business lah.
Online
Okay.
business. And then you just hire someone who's not a kid, I would say, like after school, like just help me to pack, and so it was quite okay.
Okay.
And then I had my modeling career as well, so that all gave me income at a very early age.
I see.
So the business mind is already there.
So masa belajar tu pun at Manipal probably you already thinking what can you do, and you were reading all about the latest tech in medicine and all that, I suppose.
Yeah, because I find the world of medicine is in Malaysia is too straightforward. So everyone has a normal path. You do medicine, you do your houseman, your MO, and then you survive there, right? And then also I found out that most of them who do houseman, they're actually not happy.
I know. I have brothers.
You're not happy. They complain every single day. You complain about the work environment. You complain there's not enough money. There's no rest. So I look at things in a different way. I told myself this is the path that I choose. I do not want to complain every day. I want to wake up happy. I want to have the biggest passion and energy to go to work. So that's why I left actually.
Yeah.
Because
you need to love your work, right?
you need to love your work, and the moment you stay in a workplace or the moment you do something which you don't love, and then you put other people at risk, right?
Yeah.
So you already do not have passion to go to work, to treat patients, to see patients. How is the patients are meant to heal? It's not. I don't think that's right.
An unhappy doctor.
An unhappy doctor, and you're already in a government setting, and these are people actually really needs help. So I actually felt very bad. I felt so bad to stay in an environment where I am not happy because I have to be happy in order for me to treat another patient. Okay?
I see.
So that's where I started finding my voice in the whole medical industry.
Okay, since we are talking about this, what is your advice to the medical students sekarang yang susah nak dapat tempat or like permanent job, kan? What would you advise them to do in terms of finding their happiness?
The first thing they would need to do is find their passion. You need to find your passion. What is it that you really want to do? Because you know why? With this medical degree, I'm not saying that you don't need to see patients, but your whole medical degree experience has already given you so much. It had already built your personality. It's already molded you to be a different person up here. You can actually do anything you want. When you're in med school, like for me, my training was intense. We already started to be a doctor at SEM 2 or year 2 in India, right? So our schedule is memang crazy, We didn't have much sleep, but we already got used to it. So you need to enjoy the process. But if you're already in a path where you're exposed to resilience, you're exposed to courage, you're exposed to all that, it will build you as a person. That you have to tell yourself, you can do anything you want in this world. Anything.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what is it that you want to do, but you can do anything. So the first thing you need to do is find your passion. What is it that you really want to do? Is it a business? Is it this new thing? Is it tech? Whatever. So if you look at things in the bigger picture, the successful entrepreneurs doesn't mean that they are in the industry. They actually come from somewhere else. It's all about the passion and resilience for you to just keep pushing it. So my advice is do not, if you want to stay in that environment, you want to still become a houseman or MO, be that as long as you're happy. But do not complain. Do not complain.
Complaining is
Yeah.
not very good for us or the other side.
So you have to take the responsibility because you choose to be that. Yeah. Or do something different.
Yeah, because I do have family in that direction. They're not complaining, but some of them, they chose to stop working in the government and go different path. But I see they have other interests as
probably
well.
excel better.
They like writing, they
Yeah.
talking, and very good at communicating. So maybe they can do other stuff. Okay, you also have some experience because we are science and media together. What do you think about being a full-time YouTuber, or, being not just YouTuber lah, just on social media and all that? Because I think
know this is the trend.
Yeah, a lot of people will cita-cita nak jadi YouTuber dah hari sekarang.
Especially yang dalam sekolah, the Form 3, Form 5, who thinks that I don't need to pass my SPM because I can be a YouTuber.
What do you think?
I'm actually very against that. I'm so against that. It's not because that I think you cannot become a YouTuber.
You probably can because you're active, comel semua kan?
Yeah. But what's the substance here? What are you? You still need, no matter, some people can say your degree is just a certificate. Not really. It actually molds you up and prepare you to the world.
Yeah.
But if you are, because I'm also exposed to media. Yeah, I get it. I do shoots. I have a production house.
Yeah.
But when you're exposed behind the cam only, you have to realize that when you come out in the real world, your social skills suck. It's so bad.
Oh really?
Yes, most of them.
You just focus kat kamera je, and then bila kamera tak shooting,
they are confined to they themselves and them. That's one thing who works solo.
I never thought of that. Okay.
When they come out, they are socially awkward.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dangerous.
Because
you cannot
and
have a
because they are
real
in their own
connection.
world, number one. Number two, how long can you sustain?
Yeah, that's true.
10 years? After that, what do you have in your, what do you have? So as long as you have a whole pipeline the next 20 years in what you want to do, I would say if you're really good at it, then pursue it. But you need to have a backup degree along the way as well. Now you can do online already. Why not?
Yeah. I think for me, it's not even a backup because degree first give you access to other people, your network. Then you have other friends, your support system, your wonderful support system. From Manipal, you got your links, and from UKM, you got your links for now.
You're right, it's the networking. So if imagine kalau hari-hari I shoot seorang, or maybe your team, you have a team of 3 to 4, you just content, what's trending content, what's trending content.
Yeah.
And then you have corporate clients that come in. That's all you do every day. What is life?
Yeah. You need a support system to hash out the ideas, so the network.
So I try to be a blogger, a mommy blogger. So I was approached by a client actually. Client pays really well.
Okay.
I just have to go for holiday.
Okay. Seems like a good deal. Okay.
I have to go for holiday with my kids. Do vlog apa whatever lah.
Video lah.
Video log.
Okay.
I tried it. I said before I take up this job, even though it gives me a lot of money, let me try it in. I just want to go to, where did I go? I went
dekat-dekat
to
lah.
Let me try first and see whether I can do it.
Okay.
Oh my God, I have to hold my phone all the time. I have to be on my phone all the time. I have to be aware of the kids all the time. I felt so stressed out. So I'm like, is this something that I really want to do? I don't think so.
Oh, and then you didn't take the job.
I didn't take the job. But I have to be on my phone all the time.
Yeah,
I don't think that's something
I think YouTubers full-time, someone I saw, they also have burnout. Because all the time they have to think of interesting topics to get more views, right?
Yeah.
So for you, at least it's macam a side gig lah. Later on you come back, right?
Yeah, for me it's a side thing.
But if you want to be full-time, you better have strong support system. And this support system you get from your education, I feel. Yeah.
You have to get from education.
So I don't think it's even a backup. It's a training.
Yeah, correct. It's a
If you
training.
want to go into become YouTuber pun, I think a lot of YouTuber that I watch YouTube lah mostly because mathematician banyak kat situ. And then full-time YouTubers, they ada degree, they have PhD, then they have a lot of content because they know
Plus, you
a
can
lot of
appear to be
things.
more intelligent.
Yeah. Maybe not just appear.
Yeah, be more intelligent.
So you have a lot of knowledge to share. Otherwise, you share about your life, but how long can you share about your life until everybody knows everything kan? Macam not sustainable lah the content.
Yeah.
Even Khairul Aming, one of our top YouTubers, he has a degree in engineering. So go to school, please. Go to university.
Yeah, go to school, go to university.
You can vlog your life at university or anything like that.
Yeah,
Do it, and then you will have the network, you will have the support, and then you can try it out. And if you early on you decide not to continue your education, it may be difficult to continue even your social media channel.
So when you leave school, it's very difficult to come back. Kan?
Betul,
Susah.
betul.
Memang susah.
Orang yang nak buat PhD pun kalau dia kerja lama pun they have to change
so
their
easy,
mindset.
change
Is that your
Yes.
experience?
For me, I think it's all about what's in your mind.
Ah.
And I think one of my biggest challenges, sometimes when you see things on Instagram, you only post good stuff on Instagram, right?
Oh, yeah.
You don't post about
Nangis-nangis
your
ke, bersedih,
failures, right? So people don't see that. And I think for me, it was to be honest, my journey as an entrepreneur, an innovative scientific entrepreneur, it's a hurdle. I have 90% failures, 10% success.
Oh, 90% banyak.
Yeah. So every time when you go and see someone, it's always a no. So how do you work around that? How do you work around that? You know. So for me to even get an ethics approval for a phase 4 trial, which I fight for, it took me 18 to 20 months.
More than a year.
But for a normal
Almost
research, you could just get it in 3 months.
Yeah.
So that's the hurdle that I have to face.
No
So every
wonder lah
each step-
banyak yang non-ethical.
Yes. No matter that's
yeah.
why most of them in the cell therapy industry, they
Okay.
cannot get. It's very hard for you to get ethics approval because the science has to be greater than the business mindset. So you have to wear two hats.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
always think about on the patient side. It's not really about the business. It's all about the patient.
The benefit for the patient.
Benefit for the patient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, wow. Okay. You have your entrepreneurship side. You have your scientist side. And your topic, stem cell, is actually very interesting for me. The first time I heard was about organ donation lah. They say in future you don't have to have organ donation. You can grow your own stem cell into organ. But I don't think that is happening today.
In Harvard,
So,
it's a 3D heart.
oh, in Harvard dah ada.
Yeah, dah.
They can actually grow from one cell to banyak-banyak.
You
Or
require
banyak-banyak.
scaffold,
Okay.
and then you require vascularization. Yeah, it's there, but it's 20 years ahead
Or
of time
20 years,
for
you
us.
think? Okay.
You know?
So
So
what product do you have now in Malaysia?
today we have a product that treats critical limb ischemia,
What's that?
gangrenous feet, where sometimes when a patient presents with an obstruction of the artery of the lower limb and a lack of blood supply to the lower limb, and then your feet starts getting gangrenous.
Maksudnya darah cannot reach
flow.
lower limb. Okay.
So then you start getting the gangrene foot.
Gangrene foot.
So we prevent the limb from being amputated. So we save limbs.
Oh, good.
That's one. Yeah.
She saves limbs.
I save limbs from being amputated. That's one. And secondly, we also treat osteoarthritis, stage 1 to stage 3, diabetic foot ulcer, but usually most patients come to us for anti-aging.
Anti-aging. Oh, for the face.
For
The whole body
the
lah
whole
sekali.
systemic, yeah.
So is it prescribed from the hospital ke ataupun it's like extra? So we have to go
so the cells
separately.
are actually stored in a cryo tank.
Cryo tank.
Yeah. So right now, because it's not a registered product yet, so it's only all whatever we treat patients are all from the trial saja.
Okay, maybe you can explain sikit stem cell tu apa.
Okay, so stem cells is like a blank cells that have no function. It only gets activated in your body when there's an injury being detected. Okay, so for example, now when you fall, there's an abrasion in your skin, kan? There's luka, there's
Okay.
There's abrasion. So it sends a signal to your brain. Now I need to heal this part.
Okay.
And then it triggers the bone marrow to release chemical. Then stem cells are being released in your chemicals are being released in your body, and then it goes back to this injured area. It then stimulates stem cells underneath this organ, and that's how it starts dividing into skin cells. That's how it starts to heal.
So everybody has stem cells in their
Everyone
body.
has a stem cells.
Banyak.
Beneath each organ, there are dormant stem cells. So it only gets activated when there's an injury or there's a loss of tissue.
Okay.
That's when it starts regenerating.
Does it run out when we get older?
Of course, because
Yeah.
your telomere end starts getting shorter and shorter. So as you get older, the number of cells starts decreasing, healings becomes slower, plus there's a lot of inflammation. So that's why we are working on allogenic stem cell transplant.
I see.
Which means I get the stem cell from a younger donor. Yeah.
So it seems like if we can always get stem cell from younger donor, can you think we can live longer with the aid of stem cell?
Based on research, yes. I know it sounds so like cliche, kan?
Sci-fi.
So high tech. Yeah, but from what we see from patients, they heal very well. Because my goal is actually, you can't prevent death. I think that's just life.
Definitely.
That's a life cycle. But we all want to live longer, kan?
Healthier also.
And healthier.
Yeah.
And I think my goal here is to grow old gracefully.
Yeah.
I do not want to end up in a wheelchair when I'm 60. To age gracefully is something that I would stand for. Yeah.
Okay. So we...
Because at the end, we kerja pun, every day we work. You have all the money in the world. You have all the luxury.
Yeah.
But
Health is the most
you can't
important.
buy health.
Yes.
What's that for, right?
Yeah.
So what's the point of working so hard, but and then when you get your limb amputated at the age of 50 because of diabetes, what's the point?
Yeah.
Kan?
Okay. So watch this space stem cell. See what they can do. I've actually been waiting because I hear so many good things, but I guess the regulatory takes time, and also it's not that
But it's
far
there,
ahead
it's there.
yet.
I also understand the regulators' from your point of view. It doesn't matter.
Yelah.
So they have to be strict because they have to do their
Of course,
job.
of course.
Yeah, we just have to work with them.
Yeah, we work together, and like you say, 90% rejection pun, you have to
Tak apa,
have
you
a
have to
strong
keep going.
support system, network
I
that
think
will
it's a lot
support
to
you.
do with the person. You have to be very resilient. You fall, you
Tak
fall,
apalah.
you cry, you get over it, you move on.
Yeah.
So there's no time to sit here and think, overthink. No. So how I plan my life, if I fall, I have plan A to plan D. I have 4 paths.
You're a planner.
I'm a strategist.
Okay.
So if this doesn't work, and I have 4 to 8 ways on how I solve this problem. So now I have problem A of the 8 path. Below this 8 path, I have my whole flow chart, how I want to solve it.
You literally have it or in your head?
I will draw it out.
Oh,
and I have it in my
properly.
head.
Oh, memang in your head you will write it down and
I'll
draw
write
it
it down
out.
and draw a
Strategic
whole
plan.
plan.
Okay.
So and then I will okay, this is no go, this is no go, this is no go, this is no go. I try out this 3 path and then I execute. And that's how I move from one to another. Sometimes the movement is slow, it takes baby steps. But then I will get there. So that's why I sometimes, you want to sulk, you want to get angry, you want to cry. Do that. But I give myself only 2 hours.
Oh, 2 hours. Oh, time limit.
Get over it.
Not even a day, just 2
Not even a
hours.
day. I don't have time for it. Plus I have 3 kids, I have a lot of things to think about.
Yeah.
Kan?
I think
So-
kids make you better because they force you to just get over it. Yeah.
So sometimes I think throughout this whole journey, the challenge here is about how you control your mind. Because I think at the end of the day, your mind is the one that plays games with you. Your mind is the one that say, you can do it. You think you can do it, And if you turn around in a positive way and ask yourself, what are the different ways how I can do it? Okay, I fail now. I don't care what people think about me. I don't care. Let them laugh at me. It's okay. It's okay for people to laugh at you.
Yeah.
Because 10 years from now, they will come back to you.
Yeah.
That's how I plan that's my mindset.
I agree with you. Sometimes we have to not care about what other people think so much. Yeah.
So that's my, because I'm there. Not so easy for me to deal with people as well. Sometimes I have my day. Sometimes I just don't want to see people. Kan? But sometimes I'm just forced to. I wouldn't say forced. I just have to put it on. To, I wouldn't say to please them, but
Human relations, we need to be good to other people because they might have their days also. Yeah, so we have to balance. I'm also an introvert person, so some days I just ambil cuti, duduk rumah.
I'm introvertly extrovert. I'm extrovertly introvert. I'm extrovertly introvert.
I don't know. When the Myers-Briggs test, I'm introverted, so I do like to sit down and think and plan.
Have you done the personality test?
The personality test.
I'm an INTJ.
Same.
Oh my gosh, really?
Exactly the same. Yeah.
And you know that's the most rarest personality in the world.
But it's not rare in university. I did my test at Imperial College London because I did my PhD there. Most of us in that room was INTJs.
Oh,
yeah.
my.
So not that if you don't have our personality that you cannot be a scientist. We need other people to think differently.
Yeah,
Because
you're right.
I know a lecturer, my friend, she matches student in her class based on personality so that they will bring creativity into the group projects.
So that we can complement each other, right? Yeah, we should work that way actually.
So that's a good thing. So you've been with YSN for quite a while, right?
Quite a while.
So may I ask why you joined YSN? Because you have so many things on your plate.
I think it's the passion for science. That's one. Because it reminds me of during, kan dulu kita PMR, right?
Ada? Sama?
Then we dulu is PMR and then you art stream, science stream. Betul tak?
Betul.
I remember I wanted to go the art stream because it was the easy way out.
I see.
Easy way out for me. I'm like, kacang. I could get like all A1s in my SBM.
English pun dah kacang dah.
So kacang je lah. So I told my parents, I don't care, I want to do science. What, you want to be accountant? I don't know. I'm actually dyslexic as well.
I see.
So my numbers and me are like very fast. I see 6 as a 9. I see 8 as a 6, So in that way. Then my mom's like, what are you going to do? Why art stream? When you're so smart, why not in the science stream? Then I'm like, actually I'm not that smart.
Tiba-tiba mengaku. Selalu mengaku smart pula. Okay.
Then my mom is the one who told me, you are a woman. You have to be very independent.
I see.
You have to earn your own income and not depend on your man. Because you can't trust your man too.
Oh, macam tu.
Macam tu.
Okay.
So at that age, at 15, so my mom said, if you go to a science stream, you can now do whatever you want to do in this world because it gives you the highest ranking career. So now you can become a doctor or you become an engineer. You don't become an engineer one day, you don't like practicing, it's okay. Then you can do other things. But you're an engineer. You're a doctor. She told me that. And she told me, not many people could actually take up science. That time is biology, chemistry, physics.
Correct.
Not many people can do
And
that.
maths.
And maths. So my mom challenged me. Of course, I'm like, cry and hated her that time. And then I actually enrolled in science, and then the next day I moved back into I enrolled in arts. The next day I went back to science.
Because of your mother?
Because of my mom.
Okay, anak yang baik.
Anak yang baik, kan?
Good, dengar cakap mak. Okay.
So, and then that has opened up my mind. So when she told me that, and that's when I then masuk Felda, this clinic, and then I did my A-levels, science, and then I did medicine. And I thought, you know what? Anything is possible. Especially when you go in first year med school, it's all anatomy, anterior, posterior, medial, lateral. Now, what is this bloody language? It's all the language. I have to remember all the bones.
I got turned off from biology also because of this language. Yes.
It's a new language that you have to absorb. Kan?
Actually, I feel like if you know Latin ke apa ke,
Yeah,
it might make sense to you kan, but it's very foreign. Mana faham?
School mana lah. That time was
sama
like
lah.
I really struggle, but I
Yeah.
remember my mom tell me, if you go science stream, you can do anything that you want. So for me, that time onwards, it was all about nothing is impossible.
I see.
Everything is possible.
Once you go science stream. Not that art stream is not important. We also need people to be accountant, to be historians, all
is
that.
correct?
But maybe she saw that you have some scientific mind in your head.
I have critical,
Macam critical thinking, right? So she thought you could be a good scientist, right? I think.
Yeah.
What's your definition of scientist?
For me, I think. Oh, why was it YSN? So with that, the reason why I actually accepted it is because I realized that, like you mentioned earlier, the trend is changing the whole perception of the young generation these days. Kan? Everybody, I think there was a huge drop, right, of science stream students by I don't know how many percent.
Recently, dah naik sikit lah katanya.
So many of them were not interested in science. So I wanted to encourage more women to get into the science stream. So I wanted to make a difference, and that's why
I see. Join YSN and then Science and Media. So we are trying to translate our work so that other people can understand. Because sometimes I feel that it might be our fault for not translating it to
sometimes
the public.
We are in our own world as well.
Because we really like our work. And just this one, publish paper. And then we don't translate it to other people. So that's why you are in YSN-ASM. And thank you for being here and giving a different perspective to YSN-ASM, because we have a lot of academicians, not only from science field, we also have from education, we have police inspector also in our YSN-ASM. So we are very diverse and we want multidisciplinarity so that we can...
So for me, it's more about commercialization of my research work, to bring it to market, to bring it to society, to make a difference.
All right. Yeah.
So
okay.
I think for us as most researcher, I think I wanna encourage researchers to bring their work to the society, and not just do your work because you're doing masters and PhD and then forget about it. Right? I want them to have a whole follow through. So it could be a very long journey, but you will get that.
Okay. So let's just take my example again, because I do mathematics kan. But mathematics, it's by definition a fundamental science. It's like the bedrock, right? Sometimes you say macam, apa perlunya matematik, but once you tak ada and then you cannot prove the difference between certain measures, you cannot have. But it's kind of very hard to translate it to the masses. I'm writing a book, I'm giving very simple examples of my research, but sometimes the higher level, when the equations semua, when we find sikit je, tak banyak kan. So we don't feel like it's too important to communicate. Maybe somebody has feeling like this. So what would you say to people like me and the others macam tu?
So I felt the same way.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. When I did I did masters and then I converted to PhD. That whole master phase for me was, I was in my own world, doing my own thing. I don't talk to people.
Oh, okay. That's not good, but
yeah,
I understand.
I was just into my zone.
Yeah.
When I write. I'm in my lab, I lab. It's like,
faham.
I can only do one thing. And then thank God I have my other production company, which makes me more friendly and jovial, you know. So, and then I realized, when I've been doing that for so many years, and then I'm like, I have no life.
Sedih.
Sedih kan? It's like, I was like, okay, I need a life. I just can't work all the time. I just can't do mommy stuff all the time. So I actually need my social life as well.
Yes.
I force myself
to go out. Walaupun dah penat.
Yeah. So at least what I would do is I would just pick someone that I just met, and see how we could contribute in like business-wise networking, or even someone in the same industry. As long as we are out there letting it go, I realize when you recharge, you're a better person. If not, I'm in my hole all the time. Yeah.
So your advice is try to do other stuff.
Yeah, you need to have I wouldn't say work-life balance. I would say it's not easy, but your work-life balance definition is in your head. How do you see the work-life balance? So for me, it's like, as long as I go out 3-4 times a week, I see people of different industries. I have my mummy group. I have the young ones, which is so vibrant. The young entrepreneurs like gung ho every day, you know.
Okay, you have
Must
that
hit
group
target,
as
hit
well.
target, hit target. I have that gang, you know.
What's that
that
group?
group,
Okay.
that one is like gung ho, the younger one. You have also the very gung ho one, which is the much older one, the above
Okay.
60. I
Oh,
also
ada
have
juga.
that support system.
Okay.
Yeah. So sometimes it's like the down days, and okay, I'll go to this because they're much wiser.
I see.
So I always okay, to be honest, I'm always with someone who's like 15, 20 years older than me
Oh, to learn from them.
to learn from them. Because they have gone through life experience for many years. They've gone through all the failures.
Yeah.
So I want to learn from their failures.
Yeah.
So these are my good friends. My really good friends are all 60 above, 55 above.
Oh, that's her secret.
55
She
above.
has wiser friends.
Wiser friends,
Yeah. Okay. So I think what I get
So
for
that's
you,
actually very important.
you
Very
look
important.
for wiser people and
Wiser
good
people.
community support.
Yeah, someone who, when you realize when you're actually with someone who's much more mature mentally, intellectually, they will give you a different perspective of life. Right? It's all about how they see in life and how they have turned their failures into success. And then the advice and all, the guide that they give you is totally different. They think out of the box.
Yeah.
So I can see a huge difference,
Yeah.
the whole generation gap.
I
The old
see.
school, the new school. But at the end, I still prefer the old school.
Oh, really? But the young ones give you energy and hope, right?
The young one is more of, from what I experience, it's all about the good. Okay, there's the two types are the millennials where
You're a millennial.
am I a millennial?
Let's leave it there. Okay.
the ones that after 5 p.m. I don't talk about work. I'm not
okay.
that one. I'm talking about the ones the entrepreneurs who really come up with good
Ideas,
ideas, who really want to make an impact in the society. Those and who would just step out of their box every single day, go 300% every single day. Gung ho, you know, it's like it's all they think about. It's smart.
Yeah.
They want
Okay.
to make a difference.
Yeah.
That one really lift me up. So
Yeah.
it somehow tells me I need that energy too.
Yeah, the
and
energy.
I need this energy too. So I want to be in the middle.
Yeah. We want to benefit from everybody's
Yeah.
energy. Yeah.
So I think as long as we give and take, we support them in the way that they want. They support me in the way that I want. And then we have very good relationships.
Okay. All right. So, you shared many things. If you were to give any advice to an 8-year-old you, other than dengar cakap mak, what else would you tell yourself?
Take it easy. Because of my personality, I'm actually very aggressive at work. I go 300% every single day. The only time I actually rested was during MCO.
Oh, did it change your life?
Time. It changed my life. First time I'm watching a TV series in 10 years.
Okay. Apa TV series tu?
It was Money Heist.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen, but I heard good things.
So yeah, the last I watched a TV series, or even a movie, was when I was third year of med school, was Grey's Anatomy. It's those days. So I actually I can't sit down and watch something because I find it a waste of time.
Yeah.
So
To a certain extent, I agree.
To a certain extent. So I didn't have that balance. And so my social life is about paid events that we go to and stuff like that. And I don't really enjoy that anyway. So I thought, okay, let's try to take things easy. Let's be present at the current time. That's why I started analyzing people around me. Started analyzing, who is actually there for me that I have not really appreciated.
I see.
These are the
That's
people
important thing.
Yeah, you know,
sometimes you take for granted certain people
sometimes I
in
take
your
people.
life.
Yeah, I have to admit, you know, they have been there for me all the time, but I don't put in effort.
So appreciate them.
To appreciate them. So there was the time where I felt so grateful with what I have, you know, let it be material stuff and all, but I started appreciating things that money cannot buy more.
I see. Okay. it's kind of hard to tell young people to slow down, but yes.
Oh yeah, your question was what would I advise my younger self? For me it's different because my younger self was very different because I was already training for tournaments. So my mind is already in competition.
Yeah, competitive lah.
I was very competitive. So yeah, I wouldn't ask her to slow down.
Minus satu ni.
No, I wouldn't ask her to slow down.
Your current self maybe slow down a bit. Your younger self tak apa, go.
Self, I won't.
Okay, alright.
Yeah.
Last thing, if we say Dr. Jezamine Lim, what do you want people to remember about you?
That I made the difference in the health industry.
That's a good aim. That's a good aim.
So, and I want to save limbs and I want to give people hope. So to the doctors out there who feels terrible about what you're doing right now, whatever it is, I hope
you're not.
Yeah, I hope you're not.
I hope you're not feeling terrible.
I always ask myself, why I want to be a doctor? Because I wanted to give hope to patients.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter how and the ways, the mechanics that you give hope to patients, it doesn't matter. As long as you make them feel better, that's the impact that you're creating.
Okay. Yeah. Make your patients feel better.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, Jess. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
We're going to have you again.
Yes.
Inshallah. And later maybe you'll interview some other people.
Sure, I will.
Thank you very much. See you again in the next YSN-ASM Inspiration Series. Bye-bye.
Bye.